My parents kicked me out on my 27th birthday, forcing me to spend the night alone in a motel. Years later, after rebuilding my life, I bought my own house. The moment they walked in and called it a family asset, I knew nothing had changed. The day my life truly began wasn't a celebration, it was an eviction. I still remember the chill that ran through me, colder than the late spring air, as I pulled into my parents' driveway on my 27th birthday and saw my entire life piled on the curb like trash. I thought that was rock bottom. I truly believed nothing could hurt more than being thrown out by your own family on the one day you're supposed to feel special. But nearly a decade later, after I'd clawed my way back and built a life they knew nothing about, they stood in my living room, the house I owned, and calmly informed me, this is a family asset. If you want to hear how the girl they abandoned on her birthday ended up buying the house they tried to steal, then stick with me to the end. It was my 27th birthday, a day that's supposed to make you feel like the universe is at least marginally glad you exist. I just finished a brutal shift at the grocery store, my feet throbbing and smelling faintly of spilled coffee, but I was still humming. On my break, I'd snuck a cheap cupcake from the bakery aisle, a tiny, defiant act. If no one else remembered, I would. Driving home, I pictured a modest surprise, maybe some pizza boxes on the counter, or a store-bought cake with my name slightly misspelled. But when I turned onto our street, it was undeniably clear. No balloons, no extra cars, no festive decorations. Just my life, neatly packaged and waiting for me on the lawn. My worn luggage, boxes of clothes, a plastic bucket crammed with old textbooks, and my ancient monitor draped in a blanket like a shroud. For a second, a flicker of hope, I thought maybe there'd been a leak, an emergency. I parked crookedly, leaving the cupcake on the passenger seat, and walked towards the house. My mother stood on the porch, arms crossed, a familiar, unyielding posture. My father hovered behind her, eyes fixed on the ground. My younger sister, Ava, sat on the steps, oblivious, scrolling on her phone. No one wished me a happy birthday. My mother's voice was flat, devoid of warmth. You're 27, Claire Morgan. This has lasted long enough. We need the room. You have to leave. I stared at her, the words barely forming in my mouth. You are doing this, today. On my birthday. She rolled her eyes, a dismissive gesture that cut deeper than any shout. Don't make this overly dramatic. We raised you. We've done our part. You have a job. You'll figure it out. My father finally glanced up, his voice barely a whisper. This is for your own good. You'll grow if you're pushed. Ava, without looking up from her screen, added, everyone I know moved out ages ago. You should be thanking Mom. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell them I was the one paying most of the electricity bills, that the Wi-Fi Ava used for her classes was on because of me. But I knew the script. My mother would start sobbing, calling me ungrateful. My father would recede further. Ava would probably film it. And in the end, I'd still be outside, but with a raw throat and more bruises on my soul. So I didn't give them a show. My voice felt foreign, quiet. Where should I go? My mother shrugged, as if discussing the weather. You're an adult. Stay with a friend. Find something cheap. Just don't expect to come back. We need to turn your space into something useful. Useful. As if I'd never existed. They kicked me out on my birthday, and I didn't say another word, full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.